Hello and welcome to our video on how airflow works in the World Vent ventilator. First, let's look at the basic respiration cycle. So this is a waveform of pressure versus time, and it has three phases. The inhalation phase, where we fill the lung, a pause phase where the patient holds the breath, and the exhalation. And the time of pause and exhale are set by the clinician. We fill the lungs at a constant flow rate and detect a certain pressure. And when we detect that pressure, it's time for the pause. Let's have a look at how it works. So this is the basic ventilator machine. It has two pathways shown in red and green for inhalation and exhalation. So first we have to get air into the patient. This is a cross section of the inhalation pathway, and we'll show the flow of gases with dark green for oxygen, blue for air, and light green for a mixture, and the clinician can adjust that from 60 to 80 to 100%. So pressurized oxygen comes in to this port from a tank or from the hospital's oxygen supply line. We have room air coming in the bottom, and patient mixture comes out the right side through a standard ventilator hose. There's a special valve for safety to make sure that under no circumstances is the patient exposed to an unsafe pressure. The oxygen inlet valve turns the flow on and off, and it's actuated by a solenoid which moves the valve up and down. So let's have a look at this process. The pressurized oxygen is always applied. The valve is opened, the air begins to flow, and it goes through a small jet which accelerates it to a high speed. That high speed air jet brings in air and sucks it in from the outside. It mixes, and the mixed air flows to the patient. Finally, the valve closes again to end the inhalation cycle. Now we're in the pause state, and that's held for a fixed time according to the doctor's program. Now it's time to let the patient exhale. So this is the exhalation pathway shown in green, and the patient's breath is now yellow. The pathway has two valves, one called PEEP, which ensures a minimum pressure that prevents the patient's lungs from ever collapsing, and the expiratory valve, which opens up to start exhalation. It operates up and down like the other valve. So when exhalation starts, that valve opens and air begins to flow out from the patient through the PEEP valve, back into the exhalation valve, and out into the air around the patient's bed. Then it's time to end the exhalation cycle. That is a programmed time, and the valve closes, the pressure goes away, and it's time to start another cycle. So we hope you've liked this video about the World Vent ventilator.